Hey, how's it going?
It's us. We did that.
The dynamic duo.
It's like we just did this. Weird.
We did, right? Having some technical difficulties, everybody. Apologize for all that.
Yeah, but we thought we went
since we
live,
basically
apparently
ran
we didn't
through
go live.
a good portion of it,
Oh, well, that does pop up.
couldn't see the thing in the top corner of our screen.
Twitch users, our Twitch just popped up now and said you're live, which would have been great for me to look for the first time.
Yeah, my YouTube said the same thing for me, so
Jeez.
Little slack. Sorry, guys.
Producers are a little rough, man. Okay, it's been a day.
Can't deal with them. Rough producers. So let's get into, before we get to Dynamite, let's just drop on this Casino Battle Royal real quick, and then touch on some new news. So the original two were Christian Cage and Ten. Those were the original two guys in the Casino Battle Royal between Dark Elevation, Dark, and last night they basically announced the remaining, what is it? So 18 or 19? No, yeah, 18 because it's 20. So that's why they remain that's 18 with basically Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Matt Sydal. You have Cole Cabana, Anthony Bowens, Nick Camarado, Big Shotty Lee Johnson, Dustin Rose, Brian Pillman Jr., QT Marshall, Matt Hardy, Penta, Mark Quinn, Powerhouse Hobbs, Evil Uno, The Blade, Griff Garrison, and Max Caster, who also we'll get into later on. With Paul White as a special.
My guy.
That is your guy, not mine. Anyway, so let's talk about the Joker. The Joker can be anybody. So let's run down the list here. You have a possibility of it being maybe a Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Joe. Exactly.
Joe.
Pull that off, which would be pretty huge. Again, I don't know if he's out of his contract. You have Daniel Bryan. Again, not sure if he's out of his contract. There's possibly with the yes chant. Yep. It'll be no, like Joe. Or
AEW.
Or the third one, which is a good possibility only because there's something happening that isn't really mainstream for the people who maybe aren't following outside of AEW that may not know that he's available. And who is that, Mr. Jeff? The drinker of all things.
Andrade Cien Almas?
Exactly. So him and Kenny Omega have a bout coming up. I can't remember when. You may off the top of your head.
Triple Mania.
Yeah, no, Triple Mania. I still know when it is.
Triple Mania. I don't know when it is either.
All right. So that's the big one. The other one I thought of that is a possibility, and I don't know because since I think Japan is in shutdown right now because of there's a big outbreak of COVID, was a possible New Japan Joker pop in, like a Switchblade or a Will Osprey or something like that. Those are the only other option I had as a possible surprise.
Will Osprey cannot. He suffered a neck injury on May 4th and had to actually vacate the IWGP Heavyweight.
Oh, that's right.
title.
I forgot about
so
that.
So there is no. So Kenny can slide right on in.
Possibilities are endless.
Other belts, but yes, my guess would be that it would be Andrade. He can win that and automatically get into a title feud with Kenny for the AEW and AAA championship.
Yep, and they run them both on both programs, and he just beats them both times. Or
that would be. One. I think somehow Kenny will poopy way lose. He's not going because it's not going to be Selena Vega. They said that Selena Vega apparently has re-signed with WWE.
Well, there's this. I didn't hear anything about re-signing, which was upsetting because I really wish it was coming to AEW. But I heard that she was seen backstage at an NXT or WWE type show. So that was the issue there.
Well, hopefully she's not, because I don't want her there. That would be poop. That would be extra poop with a side of sauce.
Exactly.
So what about this show tonight, young man?
Well, before we get to that, there's another show that was announced as well, Mr. Jeff.
What? Another show?
Another show. Can you believe it?
Wait, I got to make another one of these banners? We
got to do another one of these banners. So apparently an hour-long special or hour show from what I've been hearing. But it is on TNT starting August 13th.
I'm
Friday
just going
nights.
to say right now, if I have to do another one of these banners, I think I'm going to go on a rampage.
Maybe. Well, you know why? You may go on a rampage because that's the name of the show.
Whoa, that's some Dynamite right there.
Rampage, They're going to blow things up with Dynamite and Rampage.
And rampaging.
Listen, man, they got no video game references, I swear.
I'm excited for the 1 hour show. I kind of was hoping it would be a 2 hour show, but I get it since it comes on at 10.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a show weekly that comes on 10 to midnight.
No, but it also includes 4 specials, which is also very intriguing.
Like what they're like, are they going to move those, like, you know how they have like a New Year's bash or like a like those kind? Are they moving to the Rampage slot?
It could be. Well, so I don't know if it's going to be the Rampage slot. I think so. Here's the deal, from what I understand, right? So here's the deal that's going to go on with everyone who hasn't seen, and then we'll hop into Dynamite. You have Dynamite moving as of January 2022.
Correct.
To TBS.
TBS, where the TBS title will be defended.
Yep. So they're going to change to the TBS title. Or they move the TNT title to Rampage.
Rampage.
So there's that happening right there. So they move to TBS in January. You have this. From what I understand, this 4 special thing still may coincide with a possible Dynamite. From what I'm understanding, it takes the place of it, or it just happens to be on TV. So it's going to be a special, as in basically it's going to be pay-per-view type matches, from what I'm understanding, just in a special section. So like where you're not having so all those dark matches that we saw with like Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa or Moxley and Omega and stuff like that. Like it's going to be like pay-per-view type matches that are going to be reserved for these spots. So it could be a New Year's thing. It could be, I was thinking maybe they did a Halloween bash type special.
Exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Like those holiday specials, because like
you do them. You do them in conjunction with the pay-per-view. So like if the pay-per-view is coming up or it happened, then you find new for you. So it's basically they're going to be offset. Because I think the pay-per-view is every 4 months, or is it every 3?
Yeah, it's because you have 4 a year.
4 years. Every 3 months you're having one. So maybe every month and a half you're going to see these specials coming up starting next year. Right. And they're gonna be in between. So feuds aren't carried out for 3 months. Granted, they've been doing a great job with it, but they've been ending them on Dynamite and stuff like that. This way they can have the feuds go and end them at these specials, or continue them onto the other shows. So I think that's where we're going to see that.
Oh, I agree.
But other than that, great news. I'm excited for it. We're going to see more about that.
More wrestling.
Let's hop into some Dynamite, my man.
Let's do this.
The first match was Christian Cage versus Matt Sydal.
Setting up the old Cage versus Page versus Cage versus Page match. There's one cage missing.
The cage in the page. The cage with the cage with the page in the cage. Yes.
If Ethan would have showed up on that segment, then they would have had them all. And then DDP comes out. And then you have Diamond Dallas Page.
Yep. Who's retired. He has last match with AEW, so he wasn't doing it anymore. But if you had Page, Cage, and Cage.
Yeah.
Tony, listen, I don't know what you're missing here. TK, like that was gold mine right there. There.
I think they're doing that on purpose, first of all. I think they're doing it on purpose. Like Christian Cage's first pay-per-view is against Brian Cage.
Well, it's not.
Or not Brian Cage, but they had to have him with a Brian Cage feud. So they put Cage and Cage in the ring on purpose. He could have. There could be anybody else floating around the ring, and he wanted to make the way okay, we're going to put the cages together, and then we're going to bring out Adam Page, because now let's just make this completely confusing to say.
Yeah,
two cages and a page
inside of a cage, steel cage. It'll be. That's where you're going to see that triple threat happen possibly. So Christian Cage beats Matt Sydal. They were dodging each other's moves. Sydal did a Bronco Buster on the Christian Cage, which was hilarious because I always find that to be funny.
It's a weird move still, man. When you're a kid, you didn't see it the same way, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I still saw it the same way. It was still disturbing back then. But then Sydal, who loves to fly high, went for the shooting star press. He missed, and Christian Cage got the advantage, and then put the kill switch on him and hit it for the win. Then they get it. Then Ricky Starks comes out, which is what we were alluding to, and he basically says Christian Cage is a big bag of trash. Yeah, and then he gets attacked. A lot of trash. Then he gets attacked from Team Taz. Then Page comes out to help. Then he gets destroyed, and the Page and Cage are laying on the ground, and Team Taz is basically standing tall here.
Yeah, Page and Cage is on the ground while the other Cage is laughing at Page and Cage.
Yep, exactly. Or Cage and Page and Page and Cage.
While eating Cajun chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Cajun chicken be good.
But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy the nonchalantness of Hangman coming out just handing his drink to Ricky
Right.
Starks.
Here, hold
And
this.
like a matter of fact, like, oh, let me go take care of this real quick. Like it was like, oh, this is ruining my drinking time, but I'm gonna figure it out. Here, take this, and then just skadoots. So that itself was funny. Rock, you can't go this way, bud. You, yep, dog spinning me in a circle.
Always good. So the Varsity Blondes promo came next because they have that big match against the Bucks at the end of the show tonight. Nothing really crazy there that I recall.
No.
Unless you recall anything there. Then
no, I think it was very cool. Like I thought it was very like it was a very good promo by them though. With him talking about his father and like how his dad actually pushed him towards it or away from wrestling really.
Because the Bucks had said something about him, his dad earlier. Right. That's why.
Yeah. So and then the Julia Hart thing now she's like a full-time member of Varsity Blonde. So sure, why not?
It's good. So we get into the Moxley Kingston versus the Acclaimed. So what happened on Dark, I think it was, is the Acclaimed. I didn't watch
Dark yet. So
the Acclaimed did a music video.
As they always do, yeah. And
it was dedicated to Moxley and Kingston, mocking them, mimicking them. They had a guy with a Mox jean jacket on, just like his motions he does. He had doing that while they were rapping about him. Then the best line that Max Caster has ever said, Moxley's wife has been in my mentions hitting me up for some oral sessions, and made the gesture with the hand. Yes. So, but he didn't make that. That wasn't the mentions that he had on Dark, right? It was a different. No, that was different. That's what happened. This was happening as this match started. This is how Max Caster comes out. Bold. Oh yeah, I saw this one because I told you. Yeah, no, the song came out and there were just lines about dissing them and basically they're lovers like that, and they're just gonna put him in the cage and throw him back in, and they made fun of him there. So then that comes out, they come out, they do that line I just mentioned. Yeah, that pissed Mox off. He beat the living hell out of both of them. Right, like they had a little bit of a momentum. Caster did because he hit him with I'm drawing a blank what it was now. He hit him to reverse it. He hit him with something to get the to get some sort of momentum. But at the end of the day, it was Moxley that's destroying him. When you say that kind of a thing about a man like Moxley and you call Kingston a box of Newports, you only have a short period of time before you don't have life anymore. So, and then they tried to cheat by throwing the boombox in, and Moxley wasn't having that. He said, "Fine." Was it the chain, wasn't it? And it was the boombox, and then he used the boombox and smacked Caster in the head. I think it was, or Bones. I can't remember. But either way, he got him in the head, and then they did their like signature paradigm shift leg lift. Yeah, it was like they call it the wheelbarrow paradigm shift. The wheelbarrow. Yeah. So they did that. They get the win, and that was the end of that for them. That was it for them. Nothing crazy. Jericho did a quick promo before he had to come out later. Yeah, he made the whole like haha line. With the man of 1,000 holds. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking to Malenko because of that whole WCW promo like 20 years ago, whatever it was. Where he has 1,004. Yeah, they were joking on that. That was a good one. And then you had. I'm in the middle of the show. Getting interrupted in the middle of the show. It's just Justin. He apparently doesn't have anything to do. What's up, Justin? So, Scorpio Sky and Paige are in the ring with Tony Schiavone. They wanted their credit basically for destroying Sting and Darby Allin. Basically destroying Darby Allin, and they're the reason why, Miro did what he did and all that fun stuff. Oh, yeah. Then Sting and Darby come out, and just beat him up. Just beat the living hell out of him. And Sting puts a Scorpion Deathlock onto Scorpio Sky. Made him tap, but it wasn't a match. So, Scorpio Sky says it wasn't a match. It doesn't matter, but he made him tap. He gets out. And then the Dark Order came out in the middle of this, if I remember correctly. Right? You're muted. Hello? I don't hear you. There's nothing. All right. He's muted. Who knows what's wrong with Jeff? So, Dark Order comes out. they basically jump them again and beat them up because they're protecting Sting. Then we get the match announced where Sting's going to wrestle for the first time live in 6 years, I think it is, 6-7 years, whatever it is, at Double or Nothing. So next Sunday night, he will be live with it's him and Sting and Darby Allin going up against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Should be a good match. Clearly, they're putting Sting with people who have a high wrestling ability, which I think is why they're doing this. Hey, he's back. There he is.
Thank God.
So I was getting into I was saying that they announced the match, and they're clearly putting Sting in his first live match against people who know how to wrestle, as in Scorpio Sky, who's a veteran of the game, and Ethan Page, who's also, both of these guys are really safe workers. So I think that's the biggest reason why these two guys
I'm not interested.
I am.
As that is. I'm not interested in Sting.
You suck. That's why. No one's asking for your interest. Okay. We're going to see Sting.
We're on this show.
We're going to see Sting.
Hopefully, he performs well, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm hoping that nothing bad happens to him. Clearly, he's clear to wrestle. I'm hoping for a good match. I mean, again, he's in his late 50s or 60s, right? He's already 60s.
Yeah, 60s.
Yeah, 60, 61, something
we're
like that.
Not going to get a 5-star out of him, but
No. But see him move around the ring. Him doing things that he has to do. I think it'll be a good match. I think they're going to play on Sting's strong suits, and who better to sell than these two? I think these two possibly come out on top. Usually, we don't see the heels come out on top, but I think possibly we may see that this time. But
or you have them lose until it becomes it might be a feud of their own.
And then they break up because they blame each other for losing, and then you have the Page versus Sky thing. The Pinnacle thing.
And I think that would be a great feud, so.
That would be a good feud. I want to see. I mean, listen, these guys were in tag teams before. Page, before he came to AEW. Obviously, Scorpio Sky, while he was in AEW, he was a tag champ. So I would like to see them do a singles run. I think that'd be a good feud. But, we'll see what happens there. Then the Pinnacle promo in the restaurant happened. The highlight that I thought was Shawn Spears beating up the
Shawn Spears being a nutcase,
just beating up the server, and then Tully Blanchard goes, "Here's the money," and then up and walk. Basically, we're done. Here you go. Like, here, we'll pay for the dinner. Who cares if you beat somebody up?
Like
that was all I got from it.
Shush about this and take care of that.
And basically, it was their time, and they don't want to waste time with.
Though.
They didn't want to waste time with the Inner Circle. But all I said, I thought it was good. It was good.
Yeah, because Dax Shepard put out stuff that said if Moxley and Kingston get a title shot before
wait.
He's
Dax
quitting
Shepard?
the biz.
You just said Dax Shepard.
Oh, not Dax.
That's an actor, not a wrestler.
That guy.
Well, they are getting a title shot before that.
And maybe he might too. We don't know.
Listen, I told you this 2 weeks ago.
But it was in equation of they once they finally stop wasting their time with the Inner Circle, as he said, then they can get back to trying to win titles. So that's what's going to be big.
That's what the dinner was. The dinner was, hey, we need to win titles. That's other stuff. They're getting the title shot. My fear is that they're going to win the titles. And listen, great wrestlers, both of them, but they weren't an established tag team. There's a great tag team division in AEW, and I just don't see this as necessary, honestly. Then we had Cheetah defeat Rebel, not Reba, or Reba, not Rebel.
Not Reba.
It says whatever it is. It says Rebel, not Reba. Pretty quick match. She tried to hit her with the crutch, was it?
Or no, she did get her with the crutch. She did get Cheetah with the crutch. Yeah.
She got with the crutch. Basically, she turned it. She got Cheetah with the crutch. Pissed her off, and she put on the stretch muffler for the win. That is what happened there.
Yeah.
Stretch muffler for the win. Britt Baker was at the ringside. Britt Baker slides in, beats up Cheetah, hits her with the curb stomp onto the women's title, and holds the title belt up.
Yes.
All in all, you love Britt Baker as a heel. I think she's been doing a great job. She's going to win on next Sunday, and
I hope she does. I really don't want to. I like Cheetah, great wrestler. Just there's no personality there, so it's hard to cover storylines with her. That's why the storyline is not great right now, because what can you do? She doesn't really speak. You know,
They don't
she
let
doesn't
her
say
speak.
a lot of words.
Yeah,
No,
she
but at the
speaks.
same time, I don't think she speaks. Maybe it might be her preference. She might just be like, not 100% with speaking.
Well, she speaks well on a
with public
YouTube
speaking
channel.
like that.
I was going to say that. She speaks really good on her YouTube channel.
She has a YouTube channel?
Yes, she does.
What does she do on her YouTube channel?
Different things. She did some dancing with someone. Can't remember. She's done a few things, cooking, stuff like that. She's done a bunch of random things.
Oh,
I haven't
sounds
been
like a
watching
good
recently because I've been swamped at work, so I haven't been able to watch it. She did a dance thing with, I can't remember what it was. It was a dance with one of the dancers who came out to. Oh, they did the Kenny Omega dance when he was the cleaner.
Okay.
He did the whole thing. They were doing that dance. That's how long ago it's been since I've actually had a chance to catch up with it.
Is there really this many matches, or am I putting the matches up from like 100 years ago?
There were a lot of matches, but you may be just repeating it.
Okay.
So speaking of Kenny Omega and Don Callis were backstage with Orange Cassidy after his match last week, and basically saying, "Hey, listen, you're injured." Basically saying he's not primetime ready, but we're just gonna say, "Hey, he's injured. Here's a contract. Sign this, and you get a match down the road at a later date and time."
Right.
And he just ripped up in front of him.
Good for now, bud. Right. Really
but slowly. It's like. Then they go, listen, we think it's best interest, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. Good thing we printed out a second contract because we saw this coming. And they grab it and they slide it under his arm, and that's that. And we're going to hear his announcement if he accepts it next Friday, because that's what Dynamite's moving to, is next Friday night.
Yeah, they didn't announce it a lot that it was going to be next Friday night. So I think you're going to have a lot of people on Wednesday going, where the heck is
They announced it. They announced it multiple times.
It wasn't enough, though. You got to remind people, like, next Wednesday, you're probably going to tune in.
They announced it through the entire show.
You're tuning in Sixers up 20. That's what you're going to see.
No, Sixers aren't on TNT on Wednesday.
Sixers up to 20.
Sixers aren't on TNT Wednesday.
Aren't they on Wednesday?
No, they're on NBA TV.
Who are they on Wednesday?
Because they're on NBA TV on Wednesday. Because well, you have them on Comcast if you have Comcast, but TNT gets the.
Oh yeah, I'm having that. Don't worry about that.
It's the 4-5. What is it, the Hawks versus
Hawks Heat?
I think the Hawks Heat is the one, and the Western Conference game is something else. Actually, maybe the other 4-5 game. I don't think it's the Phoenix Suns game, but either way, yeah, no, they are not. They are on there. I've looked this up. All right, I know where they are. They're not on TNT on Wednesday. They're on NBA TV, unfortunately, so I won't get to watch it.
Sadly,
I don't have podcast. Anyway, then the Inner Circle comes out. And the Inner Circle does their thing. And you had Ortiz speak first, then Sammy, then Jake Hager, and then Jericho obviously finishes it off. I can't remember anything any one of those three said. They were very angry. Sammy basically said, "You didn't kill us." Ortiz said, "I'm going to kill you." And
Sammy
Hager
got
called him a bunch of bitches. If I remember
Sammy got a chant going.
Yeah, but I can't remember what the chant was.
Sammy got the flopping like a bunch of
fishes
or dumbass
dumbass
fishes.
Just dumbass fishes, something like that. Yeah. Either way, he got the fishes thing. That's right.
Yeah, dumbass fishes. So. And then,
Hager says something.
And then Jericho ended the night with he's going to dance on your corpses and piss on your graves.
Yep. Murder and piss on your graves.
He just wants to piss on people.
Yep, this was a piss on their graves.
Which means the next member of the Inner Circle is going to be R. Kelly.
So I feel like since this is pay-per-view, you're gonna see them pull their pants down and just piss on their bodies as they lay there. I think we're gonna see it.
Yeah, if they pull off that's gonna be gross.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. Then you had a quick Jade Cargill promo where they interrupted by that lawyer Mark Sterling. Nothing happened there. She said, "Don't ever my time. Get the hell out of here."
Yeah,
that was all that really happened there. What was a fantastic match.
It's just like.
Well, go ahead. What did you want to say about Jade Cargill thing real quick?
Who, me?
Yeah, anything was good with Jade
Cargill? It's just I think they could have just left her off on this one. Like,
there was no need for it. Just keep it on dark elevation. Like,
right.
For this
you announce whoever this person's going to be, just go.
Yeah, like I get the promo version purpose, but I don't. So then we get into one of the best matches of the night, in my opinion, and that was Miss Serena Deebs taking on Red Velvet.
What a good match.
I feel that Serena Deebs was sort of heel in this match tonight.
Yeah, she was working a bit differently than her usual.
She just jumped on that and just started beating them up right away. She could be the Pinnacle's female. She could be the addition of the Pinnacle's female, possibly. But she just jumped on Red Velvet. Like, it wasn't even like handshake. She just went boom and just beat the living crap out of her. Red Velvet ended up getting some momentum, did a moonsault off the side of the apron onto Serena Deebs. Then basically that was about all the momentum she had. She had a couple of momentum, but then Serena Deebs puts on the Serenity Lock. Red Velvet reverses it, and then Serena Deebs puts it back on her again, and she gets her to tap out. But I mean, I thought it was a great match. Serena Deebs definitely looks more heelish than she's ever in.
Without doubt.
In her time. I mean, I guess getting hurt by Riho 3 months ago kind of pisses you off. So
yeah,
we haven't seen Riho since then either. So I don't know what's up with her. She might
have had to go back to
she may have gone back to Japan. I don't really know. But yeah, it was a great match though. I mean, these two women put on a great spectacle. They wrestled an amazing match with each other. I thought it was
exciting to see what Velvet's future is going to be, because I think she's showing time and time again that she performs well in every match she's in. So I think you really do got a little bit of you got a gem in that one right now. So you need to take full advantage of it.
She is definitely a 1 in a million type performer that they've picked out of this pandemic that they've gotten, and she's been killing it. But yeah, basically at the Pac promo, or Pac, whatever you want to say. Basically, the only thing I pulled out of this one was the elitist pricks can't stop him. That's basically all I heard. The rest of it was just gibberish. I just pulled out that part.
He's been saying that since this thing began. So
yeah, your elitist pricks can't stop me from getting my title. That was basically what it came down to.
Right. That's good enough for me.
I was good with that. We had Mr. Anthony Ogogo, the governor.
Oh, the governor.
The governor. They call him the governor.
He beat the absolute death out of Austin Gunn. He beat the
blood out of Austin Gunn. So Austin Gunn had a great start, was beating him up, and they pointed out that he only has 78% eyesight in his left eye because he kept protecting it, even though Austin Gunn wasn't hitting there. He protected it just to be safe because, like you had mentioned to me yesterday when we were talking about it, I thought, oh, wait, in that one promo, his eye was just moving all over the place. And I was like, oh, is it a lazy eye? And you said that because of boxing, he's basically going to lose his eyesight eventually.
Yeah,
which is really sad to hear.
Some got him and tore him up.
Yeah, which is really sad at that point. But he was protecting his eye, all that stuff during the match, and then Austin Gunn went for a hip toss, and the governor said no, boom, right to the gut. He goes down. He decides to get back up because he has the heart. I'm pretty sure he's going to be out for 17 weeks with that punch. Then gets punched again in the gut, and blood's pouring out of his mouth. And then Anthony Ogogo does his throw up and punch, basically like a Cesaro uppercut, but he did a punch right to the jaw.
I like this alley oop punch instead of the gut punch. The gut punch is cool, and I get it, but for aesthetics and look for something like wrestling, that looks better. He's up in the air and you pop him in the face and he goes to sleep.
It looks great. I mean,
as a boxer, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he dropped him. He went down for the count. So, Cody comes in, goes to protect Austin, checks on Austin, and then Ogogo grabs the flag. Who knows what he's going to do with it? Cody sees it, looks up, and then he just throws it back in his face. He said, "Cody,
not today, bro.
Nothing much progressed there except for Gunn is probably just on death's door now at this point.
He's deceased for a while.
Then we get to
no, I mean that's a weird build too. We'll see what that comes of it, but because there's a weigh in next week, correct? For them too. So they're gonna make sure they don't touch until they get to the thing.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see.
We'll see where it goes.
Again, a safe worker in Cody Rhodes going up with somebody who has a lot to lose in his eyesight. So we'll see. So then you get to these next two are going to be promos and then the final match. So the promo here was Daniels being asked about his tweet, and he walks away, looks at Frankie Kazarian, shakes his hand, says something to him, but we don't know what he says. Kazarian basically comes and says, whatever Daniels wants to do, he can do. This is his decision. He deserves it. He's earned it. But it's all the Elite's fault. This is not a promise. This is not a threat. But the gospel, according to Frankie Kazarian, which was, and then there's a bunch said before that, but just that section there was just said well and so powerful. It was like, damn, like he basically said he's going to pick each one of them out one by one, destroy them all, and it's not a promise, not a threat. That's the gospel according to Frankie Kazarian. Like he just said it in a fantastic way, and I thought it was well said, well put. This could be a heelish or just a revenge.
No, I think he's going to be like the revenge babyface move, like to go get. That's what he's going to be.
But I as soon as I heard it, my only thought was, does that mean maybe we're going to get the fallen angel back as well? Like the gospel, fallen angel, I was just like, I put two and two together that way. And I could be wrong, everybody, but just remember, if it is right, I said it here first on the pod. Remember that.
Anything else so you wouldn't hear me sneeze.
That's fine. Anything else you can say to that?
That was bogus. No, I think you're going to have a good little singles on here for Kaz, and I think that's going to be beneficial to everybody who steps in the ring with him. So I'm okay with it.
I'm good. I am too. So then another great thing said in another promo, and gotta love these unscripted promos. I will say this. I do enjoy that so much. Things that are said are just fantastically said. Miro comes out. He basically thanks Jesus Christ for giving him the strength and power to crush fools. He fantastically said. I love that.
Nothing makes me happier than he said, "Thank you for giving me the power to destroy people." What in the world?
And then he says,
start a promo like that.
He says he will put the belt on the line next week, which is 2 days before he has to go up against another man who we're talking about, but it's against Dante Martin next Friday. Up and comer, great kid, wrestler, very good wrestler in Dante Martin.
Yeah. He's gonna get the breaks beat off him though.
Yeah, he's gonna be fighting Dante Martin, and his opponent on Sunday is gonna be Lance Archer, who I think we talked about last week because they had said it, or if not, that's his opponent. Lance Archer comes out.
He was standing out there. Yeah, he was standing out there at the end of the show. That's how we knew it was going to be Lance. Lance
Archer came out and interrupts basically his promo stuff, and Jake's like, whatever, stop. And Lance Archer interrupts and basically says, "You're a Bulgarian bitch." That was that.
Say that.
And he said a bunch of stuff after that, but basically, you're gonna be my Bulgarian bitch. And Miro goes, like I haven't heard that before.
Right.
And then goes, he's like, you may say everybody dies, but in this instance, you're the person to die first.
Right. Like, and he said that not enough yoga in the world can save Jake the Snake from.
Yeah, that was great. Sorry, he said in this instance, the person is Miro to die first. Miro it was great. And then he basically said, he's the only one holding you back. If you get in my way, that's what he said. If you get in my way, basically alluding to Jake, that no yoga is going to save him. Which again, like you said, Jeff, was fantastically put. I loved every second of it. And then he basically said, Jake protects you, tells you to stay back. And then at the end of this whole promo, when Lance wanted to get in the ring, who held him back? Jake. I feel like this may be a short leash for Jake at the end of this. Honestly, I don't know if that's going to be a long-term thing or not.
I don't know. I think it's going to be – I don't think Jake has much longer with him, but because he does – it's ironic, though, because someone like Archer doesn't need a mouthpiece.
Yeah,
as weird as that. He doesn't need a mouth or a mouse either. He doesn't need them, because mice are weird. No, but he doesn't need a mouthpiece. He's actually really good on the mic by himself. So move Jake somewhere where it's going to help him. Maybe to a younger superstar who could use his, veteran presence out there instead of Archer, who's a big badass who's been around and knows the deal.
Yeah,
that's how I figure it.
I agree. It's kind of. I was kind of upset we haven't seen the belt on Lance yet. I don't think we're going to see it on Sunday. They're not going to take it from here that quick.
No, that'd be really silly. Unless somehow he drops it and right away runs it Kenny. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to give up that title so easily. So
they may let him take that title. Who knows?
Let him get a little bit of a run in with it.
I would like to see Lance. I would like to see Lance get that title first, and stuff like that. But I mean, the way it's gone so far, I mean, I don't think Cody should have won it originally. I think it would have been great if Lance had won it, then Brody beat him, and then Cody gets it from Brody. But as it is, I get it. So the final match, Jeff, why don't you talk about this final match here?
Right. What was the final match?
The Bucks versus the Blondes. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, easy match. Sorry, my notes. Remember, my notes are on my phone, and my phone's over here. I didn't transfer my notes.
So it's the Young Bucks taking on the Varsity Blondes.
And you're like slightly behind me, so it drives me nuts. So this match was brought to you by Cold Spray.
Yes, it definitely was.
They cold sprayed everybody. They even cold sprayed that poor girl right in the face.
Twice.
Tried
it the first time, didn't get it. Didn't get it the second time with it.
God dang, poor girl. She just joined the group. But I mean, overall, this was always it's a great match. It was a good showcase for the Varsity Blondes to show this is a team that, given some time and establishing them, they could be really, I think, a good presence on TV. You know what I'm saying? I think they can really perform well on the big stage. Griff Garrison's a nutcase. He's just really, really, really good. And I feel like he's only scratching the surface. I feel like he's only scratching the surface of how good he's going to be. So I think you have a lot to still. For Brian Pillman Jr. also, I think that both of them are like in the beginning stages and are already that good. I think you give them time, you're going to have two breakout stars on your hands. So keep hold of them and watch them. Bucks did their usual heelish stuff, obviously, with the cold sprays and the Brandon Cutlers and the his gas mask that he wears on a daily basis. But at the end of the day, it came down to seeing young Mox and Kingston come out the end, and Kingston stole their Dior's
and socks. Don't forget the socks.
The socks. There's like a tweet that said, "You can see that Kingston has stolen somebody's shoes before, and Moxley hasn't. Moxley was struggling to get a pair off. Kingston already had the pair and the socks. And he
had both shoes off and the sock, and they basically cut to the promo of everything else because it was taking him so long to get the shoe off. I was dying.
I was like, okay, that's one way of doing it. But so then obviously they right away announced that at Double or Nothing, it's going to be Mox and Kingston against the Bucks. The Bucks will retain, but I assume they're going to retain.
We'll see. And speaking of that, we will have our picks for our title. That'll be in the line.
Yeah.
And
do you want to do a separate show for it, or do you want to do a special edition pick show like that Sunday, or like?
But depending, because
maybe we could do something like that.
Dynamite is on a Friday. We may end up not reviewing Dynamite. It may be a quick review / picks. Like, hey, this is what happened. Here's what we're gonna do. Blah blah blah. You know, it may just be a quick one. Run through the list. Here's what we're looking forward to. Here are the winners and losers, and I'm taking the title. Yes, thank you very much. I own it originally. I never lost it because the show took a hiatus. So technically, I'm still the current reigning. Still my title.
I'm gonna wear it like it's mine, even though it's not. I have yours. It's right there.
It looks like the women's.
Did you know that they have the tag team titles?
They
do?
You
know that they still have that? Yeah, this is the actual size of the women's title. They have tag team titles on Ringside Collectibles.
I didn't see that. I mean, I looked at it. I told you, I showed you that a couple of those nice ones they have out, but I did not see the titles. I knew they had the figures with Frankie and Scorpio with the titles, and Cheetah with the title. I knew
but
that.
They got these now. But they have
Interesting.
the tag title like this one.
See, if we do a collab, then maybe we could.
This will be up for grabs.
We could put our tag titles on the line if we do a collab with somebody one day.
And we could be the tag champs.
Yep. Listen,
the B-elites.
We fight for our title, and we also fight to protect our tag titles. We are a great tag team as well as a great rival.
Show titles.
It's both. We're rivals, but we're also tag champs. You know, you can't beat the dynamic duo.
You
know, listen.
It's like Survivor Series. You know, like you're gonna fight for your brand even if you don't like the person. So we're gonna fight for our couple of jars brand.
Even though I may hate your guts, you know, it is what it is.
Each other.
Exactly.
Right.
But see, that's what that was always my thing.
We may fight for this.
Like, in my opinion, here's the one thing I always didn't understand, right? Like, we're a great tag team or whatever. Like, let's go back to real quick the Bailey Sasha thing, right? Great tag team. Bailey was a champ as well.
Yeah.
My tag team partner is a great tag team partner and a great singles fighter. So she wants to fight for the title against me. Fine by me. It's still staying within our team. Like, no, listen, we fight it out, and boom, we're still champions at the end of the day. Like, if I lose my title, okay, I had a bad night. It is what it is. Like, I'm just saying, that would never break up the dynamic duo. That's all I got to say about that.
No.
Great two are back.
I'm with you 100%, young brother.
And we got it. So,
yes,
with all that put aside, Friday Night Dynamite. Remember it. Write it down. Jot it. 10 to 12. Mm-hmm. And we will get that
Friday
done.
at 10. You'll see us on either Friday night or Saturday at some point doing this show.
Possibly, yes.
You'll see it. Guys, remember, if you subscribe on YouTube and all that, you will know when our video goes up. Whether it goes up live or whether
hit that notification bell.
Send it.
Hit that
you'll see it then.
Bell.
Bang, just cling it.
That's all I got to do.
And also, audio versions are on Spotify, Apple Podcast. I believe.
Oh, it's on Apple too now.
Yeah, we got them on both. We have them like 5 or 6. I just don't know what half these places are, but we're on a bunch. Something called Breach or something. I don't know.
Listen,
what it is, but it's there.
Any way to listen to us.
Couple of jars everywhere.
If you want to see our faces, you go to YouTube. You want to hear our great voices, you go to Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. You could also hear our music on Spotify or Apple as well. If
you'll see it tagged in some of our episodes. So.
Just
some of our episodes, you'll see it tagged at the end of our episode, the Kidney Boys music. So, guys, get on it.
Show some love.
Me and him, this guy. Nope, you got to point the other way. There it is.
Boom and boom. Boom. I had her the first time.
Sure. But, all right, man. Well, if you ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing. Until next week.
We will see you guys then. And girls.
Later.
Peace.
Oh, I'm about to hit touchscreen on a computer.
Let's get it.